Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. Okay, so we continue our uh, teaching. Kita teruskan pembelajaran kita untuk part yang seterusnya iaitu single and three phase system. Okay, so we are going to concentrate with the delta and star connections. Okay, so this is the example of AC and DC sources. Okay, so basically when we talk about AC and DC, AC or DC, okay, it's all about how we connect it to the source. Okay, macam mana kita memasangnya di bahagian punca kuasa. Okay, okay, let me change to the highlight first, highlighter. Okay, so this is the load. Okay, this is for AC, this is for AC, this is AC, and this is DC. Okay, so the circuit quite same, but as you see, the switch here is at AC and this switch at DC. Okay, so basically if you put the switch at here, so it's connected to the DC system. Okay, so what is a DC system? DC system is, we can say there is a positive and negative, which is the current flow from positive to negative. Okay, next is a AC system. Okay, this is AC system. Okay, so the circuit is going through here. Okay, which is they use what we call is a AC generator. Okay, in real life, we can say that is for example is a AC generator that that powered by a diesel. Okay, that's the example. Okay, so what is the difference between AC and DC is that AC is connected based on alternating current. So AC stand for alternating current and DC stand for direct current. So direct current is the current is flowing from positive to negative, while for AC is flowing both direction. Okay, so there is no positive or negative for AC system. Okay, okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, the types of electrical supply. Okay, we have this is the example of DC system. Okay, maybe if you are not aware, this is the symbol of DC system. Okay, you have a straight line and also the dotted here. Okay, okay, so describe describe the flow of charge constantly in one direction. Okay, so is say that is in one direction. Okay, so as a result, the voltage and current is constant. Okay, so previously our tutorial based on current and voltage, so it's based on DC circuit. Okay, since it's based on a one direction and the voltage and current is considered as a constant. Okay, so DC is used to deliver power to electronic gadget. Okay, nowadays our system, for example, that come from TNB or any utilities in the world is based on AC, not DC. Okay, but for example, the electronics for example is a electronics gadget. Okay, for example, laptop, iPad, handphone, most probably is a radio and other thing that normally using a battery, so it's using the DC system, it's not AC system. Okay, so basically at our house, so we only have a AC system. So for the DC system, since our tools or our gadget using a DC system, so we need to change it from AC to DC. So I think we will cover up after this. Okay, so here is the circuit. Okay, this is the previous circuit. and then this is the constant. For example, the voltage and current, for example, if the current is 0.2 amp, so it will be constant for all time. Same with the voltage. If the voltage is, for example, 3 volt, so it will be constant throughout the time. Okay, so you have to accept it first. Okay, so we go for AC. The next is AC. Okay, the symbol here. Okay, this is a symbol of AC. It's a sinusoidal form, in a sinusoidal form. Okay, so in our house, okay, I think this is very familiar, 3 pins socket. So it actually is a AC system. Okay, and this is the previous picture. Okay, so then AC is an alternating current. Describe the flow of charge that change direction periodically at a given frequency. Actually, it's a change direction. That means there is a two direction that being changed periodically at a given frequency. Okay, so here is the, maybe you can show the basic principle of AC system. Okay, for example, okay, previously we have a straight line. For example, the voltage is a straight throughout the time. Okay, for AC system, the system is periodically changed from positive to negative and negative to positive. Okay, so that we call it as a sinusoidal form. Okay, so as a result, the voltage level also reverse along with the current. Okay, so there is a part which is a positive part. This is a positive part, while this is a negative part. This is the positive part, and this is the negative part. This is positive part, and this is negative part. Okay, so for AC system, there is a part which operated at the positive part, and another part which operated at the negative side. Okay, so AC is used to deliver power to the houses, office building, and etc. Okay, so I hope you can accept it first. Okay, the explanation will be very detailed after this. Okay, so what is the difference between AC and versus DC? Okay, I think from previous slide, I think you understand. Based on the symbol is very different. AC and DC have a different symbol. They have a different way of charge movement. That means for DC, they only have one direction. For AC, they have a two direction. Okay, which is changed periodically. Okay, so this is a little bit about the history of DC and AC. So actually, DC is designed, is invented by the Edison. Okay, practically incandescent light bulb, and realized the need for the electrical distribution system to provide power for lighting. I think based on this, okay, so it's around 1882. It's 100 years back. Okay, the world first electric power distribution system provide 110 volt direct current, which is DC system, to 59 customers in Lower Manhattan around Edison Spur Street Station. Okay, this is a little bit about the history. Okay, so the next for AC is designed by Nikola Tesla. Okay, so actually designed by Nikola Tesla. Actually, based on the history, actually Nikola Tesla is one of the worker that worked with Thomas Edison. Okay, so the Nikola Tesla have found out that the Thomas Edison invented that there is a what we call the main drawback. Okay, there is disadvantages, which is especially for the long transmission range. Okay, since the Edison only cover for the short transmission range, but there is a problem when it's more than 2 kilometer. Okay, which is they have to handle what we call the line losses. Okay, and AC power system allow voltage to be stepped up by a transformer. Okay, at that point, only AC can step up the voltage. For example, the voltage is at the generation side is 100 volt. Okay, and then at the transmission shaft at the transmission side, it could be more than 100 kilovolt. Okay, at that time, when they can step up the transformer, so they can go more the long distance. They can provide electricity at the long distance. Okay, so that's the benefit using the AC power system at that time. Okay, since the DC system, they have disadvantages on providing electricity for the long distance customer. Okay, that's a little bit about the history. Okay, but it's not going to be asked in your final. Okay, so next is AC or DC. So electricity is produced by generators at power station. Okay, so it's based on the generation side will produce the electricity, and then electricity then distributed by a vast network of transmission line, so normally called as a national grid system. Okay, in Malaysia we call it as a grid. Okay, it is easier and cheaper to generate AC than DC. So basically, to generate AC is much more cheaper compared to DC at that time. Okay, it is more convenient to distribute AC than DC, since the voltage can be readily altered using transformer. Okay, since the AC system, we can provide what we call step up or step down transformer. Okay, they have that facility compared to the DC system that doesn't have that facility. So they can control the losses during the transmission. Okay, especially for the longest transmission system. Okay, whenever DC is needed, device called rectifier are used for conversion. Okay, for example, our house is using the AC system. Okay, your house is using the AC system. If you want to charge your laptop, which is your laptop using the DC system, so what they use is they use the rectifier. Okay, for example, everybody using a charger, right? So that charger is contained of rectifier. Okay, maybe we always call it a charger, but actually it's a rectifier. It's a conversion between AC to DC. Okay, this is the example of label. Okay, nameplate. This is a Dell laptop. Okay, as you can see here, so this is Inspiron 1750. Okay, so this is the input is 19.5 volt DC. Okay, you can see this is the symbol of DC. Okay, symbol of DC. Okay, so the current is 3.34 amp DC and 4.62 amp DC. Okay, so here is the point. Your laptop is using DC current, DC supply, not AC supply. Okay, so next you have what you always call is a charger. Okay, this is your charger. This is example of your charger. Okay, so I highlight this first. Okay, so if you see the, okay, sorry for the technical. Okay, so previously I have mentioned about this okay, let's change to the highlight first. Okay, this is the charger. Okay, so you have what we call input. Okay, this is input. That means the voltage input is 230 volt. Okay, you're using the AC system. Okay, so the symbol is AC. Okay, when you see the what we call sinusoidal form here, so it's a AC system. That's what we call 230 volt AC. Okay, so what is the frequency? So it's tell you here is 50 hertz with 91 milliamp. Okay, so this is frequency and this is current. So we look back, we will look on what is the frequency after this. Okay, so this is the input and this is the output. Okay, so the output is 9 volt DC. Okay, with 1000 milliamp. So that's mean when you have this charger, so the input of the charger should be 230 volt AC, which is our house supply. Okay, house supply or building supply is 230 volt AC with frequency 50 hertz. And what is the output? Output is 9 volt. Okay, so the 9 volt will cover for your for example, your laptop or your handphone. Okay, depend on what type of your handphone or type of your laptop. Okay, so you have to if you want to, for example, you lost your charger, so how you want to make sure is suitable for your laptop, so you can see this output. Okay, if the output is similar with the nameplate at the laptop, so it should be same, so you can use that. Okay, so next. Okay, this is example of Toshiba charger. This is, I think, is for from laptop too. Okay, so here is what we call input. We have what we call input here. Okay, so 100 to 240. So there is a range between 100 to 240 volt AC. So the important part for this subject is you can identify what is the voltage and what type of the system, whether it's a AC or DC. And then it can accept 50 to 60 hertz. Okay, so that there is a range of frequency that this device can accept. Okay, so next is your output. Okay, so your output should be 19 volt DC. Okay, so the symbol is DC. So if all is DC, so the current that the put here is putted here is all in DC. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, what happened? Okay, so next. Okay, this is kettle. Okay, the example of kettle. So this is an example of kettle nameplate. Okay, for example, you have 120 volt. So this is the AC. Okay, so you can see that this is AC, 120 volt AC. The frequency is 60 hertz, and the output power is 1500 watt. For example, if you use this product, so it require 1500 watt. Okay, I think it's just a general knowledge. Okay, so next is this is Sharp microwave oven. So you can see this is input power. Okay, so the input power, because there is no output power. Okay, there is no output voltage, it's only have input voltage. Okay, so this is 230 to 240 volt AC with 50 hertz. Okay, so other than that is using the output power 100 watt. Okay, and then the frequency is 2450 millihertz. Okay, so the detail normally for any electronic products or any that related to the electric is always have what we call a label. You can always see the label to find out whether the input is AC or DC, the output is AC or DC, and the frequency and others data. Okay, so this is another model. It's a food steamer. So the model is okay. Let's the focus is more on the voltage. For example, this is the voltage. Okay, so 120 volt AC system. The frequency is 60 hertz and the power is 900 watt. Okay, so okay, based on this, you know how to find out what is the value of input voltage and output voltage, what is the frequency, and what is the power used by this product. Okay, why kettle boils slower in the US than UK? Okay, so I always give this at my class. Okay, let's see. Okay, since UK they use we use a 50 hertz system. Okay, but for US they use a 60 hertz system. Okay, based on that, okay, so you can see that, okay, the requirement, okay, for UK they use a 230 volt and limit for 30 amp. Okay, for example, the socket plug is similar with the Malaysia, so they use a 30 amp. For USA they use 120 volt and the limit at the socket is 15 amp. Okay, so the power that can produce from that socket, that can take from that socket, is only 2990 watt. Okay, compared to USA is 1800 watt. Okay, because of that, okay, when you boil any water, okay, using the same product, okay, so it require, for example here, to raise the temperature of 1 liter of water from 50 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius require 355 kilojoule of energy. Okay, so basically based on this what, okay, you can know that UK will reach the 100 degrees Celsius more quicker compared to the USA. Okay, that's the reason why. Okay, okay, so I think I will stop here, and we will continue back with this the next part. Okay,